Hello everyone and welcome to our first week of the TCL Season 2. We are up against the Cerulean City Chandelures, coached by the Battle of Troy. So let's get right to it, shall we? Now, based on his team and his draft, I really thought he would bring all three of Victini, Altaria and Skarmory. And I will tell you, Skarmory is a very big problem for us. But I think he will want to lead his Jolteon, so I'm gonna want to lead. He's going to lead either Jolteon or Skarmory. So I'm gonna lead Mismagius to scare him from the Skarmory. Now he does lead Jolteon here. So my Mismagius lead is not looking too hot. I am using a Life Orb set with Substitute and Nasty Plot, but I'm gonna play it safe here and I'm gonna switch out into my Umbreon. And the rules state that we do have to set up the timer, so I am setting it. I mean, you can't have like infinite minutes to do all the calcs and everything. And yeah, let's see how we do in this battle. Now I'm thinking how I'm gonna try something really quickly while he decides to what he wants to do. I am switching into Umbreon. Umbreon is my special wall and it's a pretty safe switch into whatever Jolteon wants to do. Now let me see real quickly. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna open up a damage calculator because I do want to make sure that I make the best decisions possible. Now he does go for a hidden power, predicting my switch into Landorus. So he does reveal the hidden power ice, which I should take note of. Now he has a pretty safe switch into both Cresselia or Skarmory, and I really think he's going to go into Skarmory here, which I don't really mind. So I'm gonna go for a foul play here. Oh no, he goes for Crodont. Okay, Crodont resists my foul play, but as you can see, that did a lot of damage. Now, he has two options here. He can go for a Sword Stance, or he can go for a knockoff right away. I believe his best play is to Sword Stance, but I am going to switch into my physical wall, which is a Alomomola. Having any damage onto Crodont is pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty nice because we really want to wear it down. We don't want him to be doing any sort of wall breaking with it. I mean, it is pretty powerful, but Alomomola should resist pretty much anything he wants to throw at us, and none of his team members appreciates receiving a Scald and possibly getting burned. Now he does go straight for the superpower. He reveals that he's not using Life Orb, so perhaps that's Choice Band. That's Choice Band Crodont, which could be problematic. Now I'm gonna do a calc really quickly here. Let's see. I just wanna make sure that damage was Choice Band. I just wanna confirm it. So I can't. Give me 1 second. Perhaps this. I really want to make sure. Like, I really want to win. So, Alomomola. Very defensive. And a Crodont. It does show overuse Sword Stance, but I think that was a Choice Band damage. Let me just click Superpower here. Yep, there it is. So, based on the damage alone, I believe that was definitely... Well, actually, it's short of Choice Band. Short of choice of the minimum choice band damage. Now, I do think I am a lot more defensive though, so it makes sense for him to be choice band. Now, nothing on his team appreciates a Scald, so I'm gonna go for a Toxic here. He switches into Skarmory though, very nicely predicted on his end, but I'm gonna try and burn this Skarmory because it can set up a lot of spikes or stealth rock, a lot of entry hazards, but if we get a burn off here, we should be in a pretty good position, and I really should have Scalded last turn. He does go for spikes though, so I am going to try to get the burn here, and right now, once he sets up the third layer, I don't get the burn unfortunately. I'm gonna switch into my Scissor, and I am going to just defog away the spikes, because spikes can really hurt my team, and I definitely don't want 3 layers down against me. I can't do much to Skarmory. I doubt he can do anything back either, so we could be in for some mind games for sure. I do remove the spikes. He goes for a Whirlwind. That's perfectly fine by me, and Alomomola comes out. It's at full HP thanks to its Regenerator ability, which is pretty amazing. I mean, recovering, in the video I said 25%. It's actually 33%. So I'm gonna go for another Scald here. He begins with the spikes once more. That's 3 Scalds and no burn still. So I'm gonna go for it once more. He roosts. I really just want the burn though. Please, come on, Scald. I really just want the burn. The burn will make it so that his sturdy. Wow, still no burn. And we've seen spikes, Whirlwind, Roost, and Toxic. Please, Scald. Please burn him. Please burn him. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Now, that's the second layer of spikes, I believe. So, last time around, I did switch into Scissor. A Scald plus a burn won't KO, but the only Pokemon that get hit by spikes are Umbreon, Primeape, and Scissor. So, what do we want here? Gonna go for a Wish here. Okay, he doesn't go for the third layer, he just roosts. So I'm gonna go for my Scissor now. Hopefully he doesn't Whirlwind. And the Toxic on Alomomola is pretty big, but we do have Umbreon in order to heal it off. So as you will see, this team is a very slow and steady team. It's very sturdy, and I really have to try to wear down my opponent's Pokemon as much as possible. Now, that burn on Skarmory is pretty important so that he doesn't get the benefits of sturdy. He goes for a Whirlwind, which is what I didn't want him to do. Now, we know he doesn't have any attacking move. He only has Spikes, Whirlwind, Roost, and Toxic, as you can see on the screen. So I think this might be a good time to reveal my special Primeape sets. What you will see right now will blow your mind, guys. A Thunderbolt. Life Orb Thunderbolt from Primeape. Does over 50%. And as you can see, that's something definitely not many people expect, but it does a lot more damage than Thunder Punch. And since he doesn't have a Brave Bird, I'm gonna go for the close combat this time around, expecting him to switch, and that close combat takes down Jolteon. That's perfect. You can't see my face right now, I didn't put a face cam, but I'm really happy. KOing that Jolteon is pretty huge here. And now we have a difficult decision to make. My Primeape is definitely faster than Altaria. And we do have Gunk Shot. And we have Scissor in the back. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go for a Gunk Shot here. It is an 80% accurate move, and because I do play a lot of VGC, I'm very wary of using this kind of moves. I could lose my Primeape right here, but if we connect, I think that should seal up the game here. So, gonna click Gunshot and hope for the best. Hopefully we do connect. And we do, that's 90%, 92% health gone from that Altaria. Which does Dragon Dance, which could be a problem now. But, he has two options now. He either attacks or he roosts. If he roosts, predicting our switch, we can bring Scissor in. This is a difficult decision. I'm really sad that Gong Shot didn't KO Altaria. But I think my best bet, I mean, he's definitely faster than Primeape now. He should be. And I do have Scissor to check that Altaria. I cannot switch into Scissor because he could predict, and he probably goes for a fire move actually. I don't think he will recover, so I'm gonna go for the Gong Shot once again. Just go straight for the return. That's perfectly fine. I'm gonna bring Scissor here, and I am going to Bullet Punch. Skarmory probably comes back in, but that just means I can Roost up or defog away the spikes, which I'm pretty fine. And Primeape, honestly, it did its job. It took down Jolteon, which was definitely a threat. It damaged Skarmory pretty nicely, and it left his Mega Altaria with a measly 8% HP. So he does switch out, he switches into Spiritomb. That's perfectly fine by me. He probably can Will-O-Wisp here, so I'm gonna take this opportunity. Okay, he has no way to remove. I'm gonna defog here first off. I don't want the spikes. If Skarmory comes in, that's fine. If he burns me, that's also fine. There's the Will-O-Wisp. He misses. And we do have a full HP Jolteon just waiting to use Heal Bell. So right now I'm gonna Roost to get my Scissor into full HP so that it can counter Altaria for sure, like 100%. I could also U-turn, I guess, but I want Scissor at full HP so that it can come into Altaria. If I set the rocks up, that also means Altaria will have a very hard time, or rather it won't be able to switch in, because Victini cannot defog, as far as I know. Spiritomb cannot Rapid Spin and cannot defog. Skarmory, we know, doesn't have defog. Altaria might have defog, but at 8% HP, it's not going to do anything to us. So the Will-O-Wisp was definitely not good for my opponent, but since we do have the Heal Bell on Umbreon, it's not the end of the world, because Umbreon can come in pretty safely against this Spiritomb. So yeah, I'm pretty okay with the position we're in. We are tied 5-5. I don't think either of us has an advantage, but I do have my Mismagius still at full HP, which should be faster than everything on his team except for possibly Choice Scarf Victini. Now he is taking a long time to decide what to do. He does bring in Skarmory, which is what I was expecting. Now this allows us, he's probably going to Roost here, so I'm going to U-turn. Oh wow, we're faster, so he Whirlwinded, and that's Rocky Helmet. He's going to Whirlwind. There's no other way. Skarmory is slower than Scissor, or is he slower? Wow. Is he a really slow Skarmory, or is he going to Whirlwind? Huh. I'm going to bring Landorus in, because I think he's going to Whirlwind. I really think so. No, he just roosts. Okay. I'm gonna set up my Stealth Rocks. Not gonna think about it. Stealth Rocks guarantees 25% damage off of that Victini. Guarantees Altaria cannot come in anymore, which I would say means Umbreon can probably seal off the game. There's my Stealth Rock. He Toxics. That's perfectly fine. He will probably want to set up spikes right now, I would guess. So I'm going to bring in Mismagius here. Yeah, he roosts. Perfect. Because with the burn, we can freely Thunderbolt right now. And without Jolteon, nothing on his team appreciates a Thunderbolt. He probably suspects we do have Thunderbolt. And I mean, does he want to sacrifice Skarmory right now? I don't think he does. So I think he's going to switch here into either Victini or Spiritomb. So I'm going to Nasty Plot. Oh wow, he stayed in. He just goes for the Toxic. Okay. So now my Shadow Ball should KO Skarmory, and it should KO anything on his team. So I'm gonna click Skarmory. He goes into Spiritomb. That's a dead Spiritomb for sure. Yep. Now, depending on what he brings in, he could potentially... Wow, if I had used Substitute, that would have been pretty amazing. He brings in Crawdont here. Probably to Aqua Jet. He has predicted me pretty nicely, to be honest, every single turn. But I still think Intimidating and going into Landorus is the right play. 3 of my Pokemon are Toxic, so I really need to get Umbreon in here. Does he go for straight away for the Aqua Jet? I think he does. So I'm gonna go into Alomomola. He's thinking about it though. He's definitely thinking about it. I have shown... Like, I got very greedy against that Skarmory. Skarmory could be down. Mismagius wouldn't be poisoned. So yeah, Substitute was definitely the better move there. He goes for the Aqua Jet, so he takes Rocky Helmet damage. Now, what does he have that doesn't want to take a Scald here? Because if he attacks me, he goes down to Rocky Helmet damage. If I use Scald, we do have Regenerator, so I'm gonna click Scald. He brings in Skarmory, that's perfectly fine. There's my Scald. He'll be able to freely roost here, but this is the time where I go into Umbreon and use Heal Bell. This is the time. I knew Skarmory would be a problem, and I was really hoping Primeape would be able to surprise it enough to take it down. Yep, there's the roost. So he is going to use Toxic right now, but I'm just gonna Heal Bell. He might be faster than me as well. No, that's a really slow Skarmory. Can't believe he didn't go for Whirlwind that turn where he roosted. But Heal Bell is a pretty safe move. He goes for Spikes, okay. Doesn't make much sense to me. He really wants his Spikes down. And I still have Scissor. Now, what does he do here? Does he Whirlwind or does he Toxic? I'm gonna Protect to Scout, get a little bit more burn damage, and wow, he just goes for the Spikes again. Yikes. I'm gonna go into Scissor right now. I want those Spikes gone. But Spikes gone does mean I remove my own Stealth Rock. I'm still gonna do it though. Defog, he'll probably Whirlwind. Yep. Umbreon comes back in. Now, does he go for spikes right now? I think he does. So I'm gonna go into Mismagius. I'm gonna make a hard read. He goes for spikes. Ah, he went for the toxic. Damn. This is really annoying. That Skarmory is definitely a problem for me. Definitely a huge problem. If I click Thunderbolt right now, yeah. Victini won't like it. Altaria will go down. Crodont will go down. Man, and I just cannot protect, or rather predict anymore. That toxic puts me at a timer. Man, all those turns he used spikes, where I really thought he was going to toxic. I really should have brought Mismagius in that time and used substitute. I think that would have been Mismagius behind a substitute would have guaranteed a win here. But okay, Altaria goes down. Umbreon is also pretty safe here. I mean, between Umbreon and Alomomola, we can handle Victini and we can handle Crodont. So it's just Skarmory. Skarmory is the only issue here. But Mismagius is the only Pokemon that can handle Skarmory, unfortunately. So, given that, I really don't think his Victini is choice banded, or rather choice carved. I think it's choice banded. Yeah, he brings in Victini, so he might be bluffing the choice scarf. Not sure. I really have to think this through because I need Mismagius for Skarmory. I really do need that. But Skarmory cannot touch Scizor, so I think my most expendable Pokemon here is Landorus. If he goes for the fire type attack, I will Intimidate and he won't KO, and we might find out if he's Choice Band or Choice Scarf depending on the damage. And if he goes for the lightning type attack, predicting Alomomola, he won't be doing any damage. So I think Landorus is the safer Pokemon here. For sure. He's also taking a long time. And I don't know why my left arm hurts a lot. Wow, he just double switches into Crodont. So Crodont is intimidated. He could potentially go for an Aqua Jet, but that won't KO. I can U-turn, and that should KO at that range. Or if he goes for a Waterfall, I should be faster. Yeah, I am faster than Max Jolly Crodont, and he's not Scarf because he's dealt a lot of damage to me. So, just gonna U-turn here. I think Landorus is still a pretty good switch into Victini because I do expect Victini to be Choice Carved or Choice Banded. Yep, he went for the Waterfall, so the U-turn does pick up the KO. Now, I'm gonna bring Umbreon in. If I bring Umbreon, yeah, Umbreon is the safest switch because if he brings Skarmory, I'm gonna Heal Bell. If he brings Victini, I'm gonna switch out into Landorus once more. It is 5 against 2, and all I need is to conserve Mismagius in order to KO Skarmory here. That's all I really need. He goes for the Victini straight up. So I'm gonna protect with Umbreon to scout out his move, and that could give us some room for moving. He does go for the V-Create. So I'm gonna hard switch into Alomomola. He goes into Skarmory himself. He is burnt. He probably wants to go for the Toxic right now. I needed to pull off that Heal Bell though. And I really don't want him to Toxic me. He has 12 Toxics available to him still. Gonna switch out into Umbreon. Even if he Toxics, that's fine. He does go for the Roost. And it's more important for Mismagius to be without the Toxic than it is for Umbreon to be without the Toxic. So yeah, Skarmory is a problem here. He goes for a Toxic, that's fine. I do Healville and he is faster than me. Does he go for the Toxic once more or does he go for Spikes? Gonna try for a Foul Play. Yeah, he goes for a Toxic once more. Foul Play doesn't do too much. I do hit myself with the Rocky Helmet. I think this is the turn I switch into Mismagius though. Does he click Toxic again? No! This is perfect. This is perfect. Because I'm gonna substitute here. He's not going to Whirlwind. He doesn't. He goes for a Toxic. That's perfect. This is perfect. Now all we do is play safe. We click Thunderbolt. We do a lot of damage to that Victini. That's fine. We are behind the sub. So now we click Shadow Ball. We take down Victini. He breaks our sub. We take down Victini. We find out if it's Choice Carved or Choice Banded. If we go first, it was Choice Banded. If we go second, it was Choice Carved. And Shadow Ball. Oh, it is enough. This is perfect. Wow, 1% HP Mismagius. And that's the game. Whatever he does, he can't go through our substitute. So we just click Shadow Ball and we take the KO. We will go down to Life Orb Recoil. But we played this out absolutely perfectly. We do get a 5-0 win, which should be pretty good for our differential. And it was a Choice Carved Victini, like I suspected. So we win our first match, as you can see on your screen, or you can't actually. Tablemon wins, and yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This was definitely a very fun battle. Good game to my opponent, the Battle of Troy, or Tree, or however you wanna call him. His YouTube channel will be linked in the description below, so that you can see what he was doing, why he made the choices he made, and why he selected the Pokemon he decided to bring. And yeah, that will be all, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next week for the TCL. Bye bye.